Welcome to Ranting and Raving. This week's episode is another one within the video game space. I am going to try to, yeah, at least in the short term, I'm going to try to release videos within the same kind of, general theme and motif, relatively close to each other. As has been covered before, this is my channel. This is Ranting and Raving. This is me sharing opinions and analysis, but mostly opinions, sometimes analysis around anything that I have an interest in. And that definitely includes video games. It obviously includes the Saints as well. There is a Saints playlist. There's going to be a lot of Saints content on there, especially when the season starts. But there's going to be a lot of other topics as well, video games being one of them. We're going to talk politics, culture, probably some history, comics, cartoons, manga, sports, lots of sports. There's a lot of topics eventually that will have videos up on the channel. Today's is the 5 most overrated franchises, in my opinion. And this is an opinion piece. Like I've said before, when I'm being an objectivist and I am objectively stating a fact, I will call that out and I will explain why it's a fact when it's necessary. I tell you the earth is round, like we're just not gonna fucking have that discussion. If you're that dumb, you're on the wrong channel. But outside of that, I will always try to point it out when I'm being objective, and everything else can be considered opinion. And this is opinion. So these are what I think are the 5 most overrated franchises of all time, and a big qualifier. Overrated doesn't mean bad. You can see from the background image here who are one of our candidates. We're gonna get into that in just a second. Overrated doesn't mean bad. It just means overrated. If you're a 9 out of 10 and people talk about you like you're an 11, you're overrated. That's not how good you are. Tom Brady is overrated. Michael Jordan is overrated. You can go down the list through sports, books. The Harry Potter books are massively overrated. They're also incredibly popular, even though J.K. Rowling, kind of a trash human being. But the books, extremely popular. Does that mean they're the best books in the fantasy genre? No, they don't make the top 100. And actually, yes, we will have a video on that at some point. Not on Harry Potter, on fantasy books. But those are different things. You can like something and it not be the best. You can say something is the best and be wrong, and you're giving it a little bit more credit than it deserves. And that's okay. That's what we're going to talk about today. So, no further ado, no more gilding the lily, to quote a great, terrible, awesome, wonderful, horrible movie, Knight's Tale. Great movie, also trash movie. Love those. We're going to talk about Grand Theft Auto. So the Grand Theft Auto series is absolutely an overrated series. And the reason why I think it's overrated, it's a bunch of reasons, but I can really distill it down to this. If they had stopped making new games at Grand Theft Auto 2, had released patches and updates to do graphical improvements, some engine level improvements, which yes, can be done, especially now modernly. At the time when it, 2 came out, probably not, but I don't care because, like I said, this is an opinion. Here's the reality. They could have stopped making new games after Grand Theft Auto 2. Just released small $10, $15, $20 expansions that opened up new areas in the city or new storylines or both, and left the entire rest of the game exactly the same, and no one would know the difference. Because other than graphical quality, the only difference between Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto 2 is some of the story. That 5 actually has one, which is why a lot of people like it. And it's a great game for people that like those games. But there's nothing different between that game and 2, not functionally. No gameplay differences, really. No engine differences, really. Just no appeal. It's the same goddamn game. And by the way, that's going to be a theme throughout this video. When you make the same goddamn game over and over and over, it's going to be popular because you're giving people what they want. That doesn't make it good, and it definitely doesn't make it great. Are the Grand Theft Auto games great? No. Should they be called great? No. Does that mean that people can love them? Yep. You can still love a not great game. Should you be calling it a great game? No. You disagree with me? Great. Comment section. Hop in there. I am totally okay with you telling me I'm wrong. Usually a good idea to tell me why you think I'm wrong, because otherwise I'm going to clap back. But that's why it's called debate and discussion. I'm not saying these are objective facts. I'm saying these are my opinion. And my opinion is the Grand Theft Auto series is incredibly overrated because they really never needed to make another game after Grand Theft Auto 2. It's the same damn thing. Pick up a katana, run around, slash out ladies, hop in the car, hump a hooker. No cutscene or anything. Just, car's bouncing. That means I'm humping a hooker. This is great quality video gaming, folks. Do dumb shit, break shit tons of law, get the cops pissed off, get 5 stars, run away from the cops, see how many cops you can blow up. Oh, crap, finally got caught. Load up, save file. Again, it's fun. Is it a great game? No. And that's okay. So, next in the series, there actually is no franchise that I have more disdain for than the Call of Duty games. None. Like there's no video game franchise that I have more disdain for than the Call of Duty games. These games suck. You can tell me you like them and you go online and you play them, and that's great. That's good for you. That's awesome. Enjoy it. There are also Falcons fans out there. They're wrong too. These games suck. Does every Call of Duty game ever made suck? No. Do most of the ones made in the last 10 plus years suck? Yes. Here's why. Number one, theme of the day. Same goddamn game made every time. I don't just mean, it takes place in a war zone and it involves guns, so that makes it the same game. No, I mean literally the same fucking game over and over and over. Like they will duct tape a 2-hour campaign on top of literally the same goddamn game from the same goddamn engine, so they can churn out a new one every year to year and a half and make shit tons of money. That's Activision's business model with Call of Duty, and it's working, so they're not going to change it. But are these great games? No. Are they great shooters? No. Just made a top 10 list of FPS and RPGs. Guess what? This wasn't on it. Why? Not great shooters. Bad shooting mechanics, bad balancing, bad lobbies, horrible balancing, by the way. Seriously, there have been multiple Call of Duty games, a game that sells itself on realism, and it's like war and the best way to play PvP is to equip a combat knife and sprint around the map and stab people with AK-47s and grenade launchers and multiple high caliber machine guns. But I'm going to run around and ninja people with a knife. And that's actually the best way to play the game. And you're going to have the highest kill death ratio. Also, by the way, forget actually requiring people to learn how to aim in a gun game. Forget actually having to have any amount of fucking finger skill. Nope. Going to abuse aim assist out the ass, and people are having quick scoping. Quick scoping, if you don't know, in particular with sniper rifles, is how you have someone running around the field with a sniper, and they will basically flick their control pad, and you have to learn how to do this. It is a skill. It's just not a game skill. It's a exploit. You're using the way that the engine is designed to make yourself hit shots. There's no fucking way in hell you can actually hit on your own. Which is when you aim down sight, it will automatically center on certain things. It's aim assist. It's part of what is built into the game. And we're not going to get into the technical parts because A, I don't know it well enough to really go into the details and talk about cones and all that crap. And B, fuck it, this ain't that kind of video. But you manipulate it, and then you're basically shooting a sniper rifle like it's a pistol at point blank range, getting guaranteed headshots. And yeah, I'm super good at this game, noob. By the way, that crap, another reason why Call of Duty sucks. Call of Duty is the reason the term squeakers exists. If you don't know what a squeaker is, you may A, be a squeaker, in which case, fuck you. B, you may just not be familiar with the term, which is fine. We'll explain in a second. Or C, and yeah, really, C, just so I can put up my middle finger and say fuck squeakers. Squeakers are obnoxious. Usually we call them squeakers because they're like, 10, 11, 12-year-old males predominantly, who just hop on Call of Duty and talk shit and call everybody a fag, and I'm going to get your mom, and I'm going to drop the N-word, although I'm clearly a white kid from the fucking suburbs named Kevin or Grayson, or pick a stereotypical white name, Nathan. These names are kind of fun to say, honestly. Also, I can't really make fun of anybody's name. My name's fucking Brian. There's not a lot of white names more common. Like the only whiter, more common generic name than Brian is John. I'm not named John, but that's the only thing I have up on anybody. But really, Nathan, Kevin, like Spencer. These are very white names. And guess what? These little fucking 12-year-olds usually have those names. Drop the N-bomb like crazy online. You know why? Because their parents don't do anything. They're playing a shitty game. They're not actually good at it. They're running around being obnoxious, and there's no one in the room to beat the fuck out of them when they talk shit. Seriously, I am actually very in favor of kids having the crap beat out of them when they deserve it. It's called learning. When you learn that lesson as a child, you're less likely to run your mouth as a fucking adult. No, I'm not in favor of parents beating children. I'm in favor of children beating children. You don't get the joke, just move on. But yeah, Call of Duty, massively overrated as a franchise, gets a ton of publicity, gets a ton of, oh, five-star game. Oh, unbelievable. Groundbreaking. It's literally the exact, they kept the same engine. They kept the same graphics. They literally slapped a different fucking logo on the helmets and they called it a new game. Nope, greatest game ever made. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's called paying the review magazines to say your game is amazing when you fucking literally Control-C, Control-V the last goddamn game. They're not good. The online isn't good. The balancing isn't good. A couple of the stories are okay. Like there have been some good Call of Duty games, but for the most part, there are way better fucking shooters out there. Way better shooters. There's way better war-related shooters out there. If that's your thing, I want to shoot aliens, I want to shoot people. Great. Well, there's much better ones than Call of Duty. Call of Duty is the McDonald's of shooters. Overrated. Oh, and speaking of overrated, this one really made the list just so I can shit on it, honestly. I used to love Madden. Madden used to be awesome. And this is not just some back in my day shit. I'll crap on NBA 2K for a lot of the same reasons I'll crap on Madden. It's just that Madden was actually at one point in time a legitimately good video game where like, yeah, you could really use it like at easy levels to manipulate the computer and you could score like 300 points. Like my brother used to do it all the time. It's fucking hilarious. It's awesome. It's fun. But like if you used to put Madden on hard mode or you used to go play online, like Madden actually could help teach you how football works. You could actually like learn like about route combinations and how to call defenses and formations and like actual fucking football. And the game was, wait for it, folks. This is going to shock you. It was actually about fucking football. And instead they've just every year they add bad features. They make the graphics worse and more ridiculous. Here's the reason why Madden is now overrated. It's because it's bad now. It's not good. Like it's just objectively not good compared to what it used to be. Hey, EA, spoiler alert. This is what most of your fans want. I know like a few kids want to have like career mode and they want to go make music videos and the other dumb shit that you have on 2K. Yes, I'm calling it dumb shit. You can call me Old Man Yells at Cloud. I don't care. It's fucking stupid. It's a sports video game. I am pretending to play sports, not pretending to be a pro athlete. Ugh, just obnoxious. Here's what your fucking fans want. They want a game where they can download the updated roster for their favorite football team. Ideally, an updated playbook as well, but definitely an updated roster. They then want to pick that favorite football team and play as them, and play against the computer, and play against other people online with set updated roster. And occasionally they want to enter GM mode and make ridiculous trades and make a superstar team like, you know, the Eagles tried to or Tom Brady succeeded on a couple of years ago by bringing in a shit ton of free agents and ridiculous trades that normally would never work unless, fuck it. We turned off the intelligence of the GMs in the game. Loaded ass roster. Let's go win a Super Bowl. Great. That's exactly what I'm looking for as a player. But instead of giving just players that, you had tons of ancillary bullshit. And you make the game progressively worse every single year. So why is this game on my overrated list? Pretty simple. It's overrated. It's badly overrated. It's horribly overrated. But it's also not overrated. That's what makes this tricky. Because it used to be an iconic franchise. Who got the Madden cover used to get covered on ESPN. the games aren't as popular anymore. And it's not because John Madden's gone, RIP to go. It's because the games are crap. They've lost what made the games good. They've lost vision of what made the games interesting and gave them staying power. And people used to play Madden 05 when it was 2009 because they hadn't bought the new one yet. And I don't care because I can download my updated roster and I can play on that and I'm still having fun. Well, that's actually the point of video games. They're supposed to be fun, which someone's probably going to go in the comments, which again, feel free to comment, subscribe, like all that YouTube shit. Yay. Like I'm sure someone's going to hop in there and be like, well, Brian, I enjoy all this extra stuff. Okay, great. Well, I don't, and it's my video, so I think it sucks. So I'm saying it sucks, and that doesn't make me right, but it does make me loud. And on the internet, if you're loud, you're right. So thus I'm right. Madden is overrated. Skyrim. I actually chose Skyrim for this intentionally. We're actually talking about the Elder Scrolls games as a whole. The Elder Scrolls as a franchise are massively overrated. Here's the reason I chose Skyrim is actually the reason that they're overrated. So Skyrim, we're gonna couple of cover things here first. Number one, when Skyrim was first released, Skyrim was not the Skyrim that any or most of you may have possibly have played, and it is definitely not the Skyrim that was good enough to be re-released on like 37 different fucking consoles. No, it was a buggy, borderline unplayable disaster of a game with an awesome story and some really cool shit and some amazing music. Did I mention really cool shit? Because seriously, fucking dragons. Really, hey guys, you want to make something cool? Put dragons in it. Dragons has been done wrong one fucking time ever, and that's Game of Thrones. Different video. Like, yeah, Skyrim was great. It's also a terrible game. Like from a game design standpoint, like the mechanics are bad. It's completely unbalanced, which that part's fine. Like balanced games, I only give a shit about balancing when it's PvP. If it's PvE, player versus environment, I'm against the computers. I'm just playing the game. I want to be as overpowered and ridiculous as possible. So I have no issue with all the insane things you can do with stealth in Skyrim. I'm not bitching about that. I'm just pointing out it was a buggy disaster. And here's my favorite part. And Bethesda does this all the time. This is one of their calling cards. This is why the Elder Scrolls games are on this category in the first place. They release a game that is a buggy, broken mess. The gaming community actually makes mods to go fix their buggy mess, and then they will release a patch down on this is really actually happened. You can look at the fuck up. They release a patch that just happens to be identical to all of the mods that fix their fucking game down the line, which is what happened with Skyrim. But even though I have no interest in playing the Elder Scrolls games, they don't do it for me at all. Skyrim is the only one that was remotely close to getting me into it because it is legitimately a good game and it's a good story. And again, fucking dragons. Like, enough said. But you look at Morrowind, a game that was so poorly balanced that, like, here's an example. You could use alchemy and you could buff, I think it was your int stat, whatever stat it was that influenced your ability to make potions. You could actually make potions that would buff that stat so you could make progressively more powerful potions, and you could do this ad infinitum. And then you could, but then use those unbelievably powerfully buffed potion skills that you now have to make potions to buff other stats. And you could make yourself so fast you could literally jump outside the game. You could literally break the game physics engine because of the crafting. It's fun, but it's bad. Oblivion's just a terrible game. Honestly, if I'm being honest, Oblivion is the whole reason why the Elder Scroll games are on this list. Like outside of like me just laughing at Bethesda constantly releasing buggy crap. No, they don't. Bethesda games are amazing. Yeah, Fallout 76 never fucking happened. Google it if you're not familiar with it. They release buggy ass games, but they tell great stories and have great music and make interesting characters and interesting environments. And so their fan base forgives them for making buggy fucking games. They're not the GOATs. Skyrim's their best game by far, by miles and away in the Elder Scrolls series. Some people love Fallout New Vegas. Some people like Fallout 3 more. I'm not going to get into those. This isn't that video, but the Elder Scrolls games, Skyrim kind of maybe sort of gets a pass. The rest of those games, not that fucking good. And Oblivion is terrible. Here's how bad Oblivion is. In Oblivion, enemy levels always scale to yours. So you can be at max level with great gear and great stats and be really, really fucking strong, go out swimming in the water and literally get killed by a fish. Not the legendary Leviathan living in the lake. Loch Ness times 5. No. Fucking flounder kicked your ass. Like from the Little Mermaid flounder. The fat, pudgy dumbass. That flounder. Whipping your ass. The legendary hero. Fishy, 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 fishy. That's not good gaming. That's not good design, and they consistently do it. They're overrated. Skyrim's still a great game, but they're overrated. And now the one that's going to get me yelled at. If Skyrim doesn't, or Madden doesn't, or Call of Duty doesn't, or Grand Theft doesn't, this one will definitely get me yelled at. This one has already got me yelled at. I told my brother I was going to put this on my list, and I got fucking yelled at. And I don't care. The Zelda franchise is overrated. Go back to the very beginning of the video when we talked about what we mean by overrated. I'm not saying they're not good. Here's part of why the Zelda franchise is overrated. Your fanboys are fucking obnoxious. I actually intentionally use Breath of the Wild as the background image here because Breath of the Wild is the first Zelda game that's been released while I've been alive, and I'm 32, that is legitimately a really objectively great game. Not a great Zelda game. Not, well, if you like Zelda, you're going to like this. Well, okay. If you like McDonald's, you'll like the McChicken, but that doesn't make it a great sandwich. And I do like the McChicken, but it's also a shit sandwich. That's why it's $1. You know, you don't get great toilet paper at the Dollar Tree. Dollar store, pick your fucking name. You get the idea. Breath of the Wild is actually a really, really good game. Part of why Breath of the Wild is a really, really good game is because they actually finally introduced some new elements. Because guess what? Previous to that, and I know the fanboys aren't going to like this one, and you're not going to want to admit it, and that's okay, because guess what? It's still fucking true. Every goddamn game before Breath of the Wild is the same fucking game with a couple of new mechanics sprinkled on top. It's literally the same characters doing the same thing, rescuing the same idiot princess. Yes, I know she's supposed to be wisdom, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. She's an idiot. She keeps getting captured. She's just as dumb as Peach. And yes, I know canonically that blah, 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 cycle time, blah, blah. I don't care. Shut up. I know. I don't care. I'm ranting. Go away. It's go to this temple, go to that temple, go to that temple, go to that temple, get the master sword, pick up the master sword, poke Ganon in the butt 47 times. Ganon falls over. You win. Eventually get good enough the game, you can skip certain temples or do certain things out of order, but eventually you have to do all the same things. You win! Oh, exact same game, but now I get a funny mask that I can't take off, and there's a time mechanic, and if I don't beat certain things within the time, I die until I get to a certain point in the game, and I can reset time, and now I just invalidated the entire premise that the game is based on. Isn't that amazing? No, bad. I know some of you like Majora's Mask. I don't care. Don't care. Still overrated. Can be good. Can be great. Still overrated. They're not the greatest games ever. It's not one of the greatest game franchises ever. It is one of the most popular ever. So is Mario Kart. Mario Kart is absurdly popular. Mario Kart has every right to claim that it's a better game than Zelda. It's not. I'm not saying it is, by the way. I'm just saying that you could say that because Mario Kart also makes the same goddamn game with a couple of new mechanics sprinkled on top every time, except for Breath of the Wild, which was refreshing and new and different. Stayed true to the spirit of the series, but actually did some different shit and actually had some fun. I was impressed. They didn't make the same goddamn game. Good job. But it's the first time you've done that in like 30 years. Not impressed. And that's okay. Hey, if you love the Zelda games and you think I'm completely out of my mind and an absolute fucking moron to say that the Zelda franchise is overrated, cool. Tell me in the comments. That's fair. Trust me, there's lots of things that I like that you'll hate. There's lots of things you'll love that I'll hate. It's my video. You can go make your own. I'm cool with it. Hell, fuck it. Link it in the comment section. I'll even watch. And I'll go to your comment section and I'll tell you what I disagree with you. But as far as I'm concerned, these games are overrated because they get talked about as like it's the greatest gaming franchise that's ever been released. They're the pinnacle of RPGs. It's an unbelievable epic story. No, it's a dumb kid, the child of destiny, going over and over and saving a princess in exactly the same way over and over and over. And that's why it's overrated. Because you're doing the same thing over and over and over with new mechanics sprinkled on top. Oh, I've got a conch shell now. Oh, okay. I've got this mechanic now. Oh, okay. What else did you change about the game? Literally fucking nothing. Then why'd you make a new game? Am I right? Yeah. Like I said, tell me in the comments. Maybe I'm completely out of my mind, but I think I'm right. This has been Ranting and Raving. Hope you enjoyed it. All the YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe. It does help out the channel. If you didn't like it, feel free to dislike, comment, and then subscribe so you can tell me how much you dislike everything I make. I would very much appreciate that. Till next time.